Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, we are on day 2 of our Inner Space Caverns vlog. Let's get back to it.
Let's try to start at the second here, this is right up there.
Oh, there we go from the picture. This is what
Let's get to that right here. Just in time.
Oh, just flip.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Alright, if I want to get up just a little bit more. So, we have a new formation of rock. Here we have concrete. Ooh, fancy, fancy. Just kidding, we built this concrete wall here to keep that football field-sized sinkhole from falling into our pathway. We didn't want any just boring on the wall, so we had UT professor come in here, paint 11 of the animals that we actually discovered. Sadly, 10 of them are extinct. I like to talk about their size, and we like to start right here with our best friend Sid, the giant ground sloth. These guys were pretty big. They stood about the size of a modern day SUV. Then we have the incest of the armadillo. We have the glyptodon. It's shown to scale right here. That's basically as big as they got, if not a little bit larger. So they were about the size of smart cars or VW bugs. Then the cutest animal on our list is the ancestor of the horse. We have the equus. It's shown to scale right there. That's as big as they got. They're only about 3 feet tall and have the bodies of wiener dogs. But the coolest and the baddest animal on the list, I'm sure y'all already know who it is. It's the black-tailed prairie dog. Anybody know why?
Because he's got a black tail?
Good guess. Any other guesses? No. So they're the only ones still alive today. Then we have our best friend Diego, this saber-toothed cat. Not much to him, but he's drawn to scale. Then the ancestor of the wild boar. We have the peccary. It's drawn to scale, but also these guys had horrible eyesight. So the peccaries and the black-tailed prairie dogs were the most common fossils that we found down here. And then these last two animals, these guys are not drawn to scale whatsoever. Yes, we found camel bones down here. No, they are not directly related to the Egyptian ones. These are the North American camels. They can stand up to 10 to 12 feet tall. Also, we're not exactly sure if they had humps or not either. Humps are made out of cartilage, and cartilage very rarely fossilizes, so we're not exactly sure. And these humans, no, we did not find any human remains down here. These guys are just here for scale. These are 6 foot tall humans. Just to put in perspective just how big our best friend Manny, the Colombian mammoth, actually was. These guys were absolutely massive animals. They could stand up to 15 to 18 feet tall, and the longest tusk that we found here in Texas was actually 16 feet in length. And once y'all get up here, if you look to your left, there's going to be a fossil box. Take a minute, look around, see what you can find.
That's your sad when they die.
These are all bones of these animals.
That's big.
Aren't these how there's their treasure maps. Look.
Yeah, I think they made a bug friend.
Yeah, that's what a mammoth tooth looks like. Just a baby though.
Yeah. The bugs. He wanted to be popular.
He wanted to.
Okay. Starting to get a little low in here again.
This is our Inner Cathedral. This is the largest room inside of our cave. Since you're not probably hear, my voice echoes a little bit more. Reason for that is because the ceilings and the walls are just a little bit more rounded, but that's not the main attraction of our room. The main attraction of our room is that big pit. So, that's an abandoned excavation site. We stopped digging out of it for a couple of reasons. Reason number one, we kept finding the same exact bones over and over and over again. So we weren't really discovering anything new, but also as I'm sure y'all can probably feel, it's very humid in here. Bones don't really like to fossilize in this kind of condition. Kind of softens them up so much that whenever researchers went down there to try to pick them up, those bones would shatter into pieces. Pretty good, rapid sensation of that. You gotta look right there at that big white bone surrounded by those little white fragments. Well, those are all part of the same exact bone. Like I said, somebody went down there to go try to pick it up. It ended up shattering, so he left it there. We actually ended up leaving a lot of these bones here just to give them a little bit more time to fossilize correctly. So hopefully one day we can pick them up and figure out what they are. And then this big rock is called our Creator's Palace. So no, we do not only have bats down in our cave. We also have crickets, spiders, scorpions, millipedes, roly-polies. For some reason we are starting to get a few frogs. I'm gonna see if I can find any critters on here.
So right there, I don't know, it might be kind of washed out by the flashlight, but there's a frog sitting on the rock there. Yeah, there he is.
Tiny.
There he is. Yeah, he's moving around a little.
So if you don't like heights, or once you finish looking over it, come hang out with our mushroom stalagmite. But if you want to take a look, here you go. So yes, people climb down into there. They crawl all the way down to where my flashlight's pointing, and they end up crawling about 1.5 miles out that way to a room called the volcano.
Oh wow, check this place out. Obligatory thumbnail shot.
Personally, it is my favorite room.
So this is kind of the end of the tour here. They say that we're 70 feet below the ground right now. This is clearly one of the most impressive rooms in the whole room. Check out that stalactite. Amazing.
All right, it's going to cost you a picture. Smile.
It's amazing. They say the water here has been so filtered coming through the limestone that this is actually much more pure than some of the water you can get out of the tap, or even purified water that you can buy. So we looked at that one from another angle a minute ago, but when I was looking down here, that one's growing down. Eventually it's going to meet up with this thing here. Because what happens is any of the water that comes down and drips off of there ends up in a pile here. And eventually those will grow together and into something they call a column. And there's a good example of a column right there. Column is basically a stalactite and a stalagmite that have grown together. And that is the end of the tour. Now we're just going to walk right back up again. So this is an old ladder that they used to use to get supplies in and out of the cave. Apparently they don't use it anymore because it isn't actually connected to the ground over here. And so if you did that, you end up sinking into the ground. That's no good. We're sure we kind of looked at this on the way in, but yeah, we're on the way out. Let's hit it again, right? Sorry, it's a little bumpy, but it's a little dark in here, so it's hard to see, and so.
I can scoot over to the Y'all also remember from Headache Alley for a reason, so just watch your heads.
Going through Headache Alley.
Alright, once again, watch your head.
So the man-made entrance we're going to go out of, was that natural? Small natural entrance?
No, that was just solid rock all the way out.
Where was the natural entrance? Was it in?
The sinkhole. Yeah, the sinkholes were just actually just big open holes and Dickens and Satan. Like,
I don't know if you saw that, a bat just flew past us.
Watch your heads once again.
Yeah, this place definitely isn't designed for tall people. But you don't end up being tall like me without either learning how to watch what's going on above you or at least developing a lot of calluses on the top of your head.
Alright, my group, once again, just stick to the right-hand side of the walkway. Oh. Never mind. Alright, y'all, watch your steps when you're walking down here.
So is this white stripe here, is this the same thing indicating water level?
Yes. Alright, one last time, we'll hang out right here just real quick.
Most amazing thing in the whole place. 1990s era telephone. And now we're on our way back out of the cave. Back up to sunlight. Expect it's going to start getting really hot here in just a minute. So I don't know if we mentioned this early on, but they actually had to blast this entrance in here. You can actually see the markings when they drilled the holes to put the dynamite in there, and there's actually a couple of blasting holes right there. Oh yeah, in the last like 10 feet or so, the temperature went up about 30 degrees. So yeah, we're definitely back outside again. It's hot out here. There's some fossilized amber if you remember your Jurassic Park movie. Yes, I've always wanted a trilobite fossil, and they have one here. They're estimating they're between 50 and 100 million years old, so who can say no to that? So, I don't know about you, but I thought that was just thrilling and very exciting. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I think that's all I have for today, so I'm going to end it right here. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night! So when I got this thing at the Inner Space Caverns Museum in the gift shop there, the girl thought that the thing was between 50 and 100 million years old. That kind of set off alarm bells in my head, because if it survived to 50 million years ago, that means it survived the mass extinction that wiped out the dinosaurs. When I originally asked, I was expecting something more in the range of like 1 billion years ago. And I got home and looked at this on the internet, and that's right. It wasn't 1 billion years ago, but this thing is between 1/4 and 1/2 billion years old. They went out. The trilobites went extinct at the end of the Permian period. There was a mass extinction about 252 million years ago, and that's when these things went extinct. So this thing is possibly between 1/4 and 1/2 billion years old. So. Yeah, she was way off on that. I am very, very pleased with this thing, though. This is a beautiful specimen, and you don't really get the idea how big it is, but you know, that's my hand. This thing's, you know, the size of, you know, of a soccer ball. So yeah, I'm very pleased with this.